I'm hearing an exclusivity cause in the Black reparations discourse. I'm hearing people speak exclusively about Black people who are alive right now. Well, what do we owe the ancestors? What do we owe all the children unborn? How much of the restitution package is going to be put in trust to Africans who have not even been born yet? I hear very little conversation about that. See, one thing I need us to understand, when I approach this conversation of reparations, I'm looking long term, and I'm looking at us creating a new system of accountability and loyalty in the Black community. And one of the best ways to create accountability and loyalty is to be able to empower people economically. You and I both know that when you empower someone economically, whether that loyalty is organic or superficial, they're going to have it for you because you're able to do things for them. You understand? And this is one of the reasons why so many of our people are loyal to others, because they empower them. Who empowered Jay-Z? Who empowered Sean Puffy Combs? Who empowered Oprah? So when you look at the groups that empower a lot of our people, they don't look like us. And so a lot of our people will turn their back, not necessarily the people I've named, but a lot of our people will turn their back on their own community because they feel like they owe another community for their success in life. We have to eliminate that ambiguity. We have to eliminate Black children feeling loyal to white people because they gave them a full scholarship, because they gave them a job, because they gave them a bank loan. You often hear Black people talk about how, well, all white people aren't bad because if it wasn't for a white woman, I would have never got out of poverty. If it wasn't for a white man, my son would have never got a college education. You see that? So because somebody economically empowered them, they turn their back on their community forever. We have to eliminate that. It's hard for people to be loyal to a community that does nothing for it. Reparations is not just for us. It's for all African people who have ever lived and who will ever live in this country. We have a very selfish approach to reparations. From what I'm hearing a lot of people say, it sounds like they feel that reparations for the entire population of American Africans is supposed to be spent on them alone. I'm hearing an exclusivity cause in the Black reparations discourse. I'm hearing people speak exclusively about Black people who are alive right now. Well, what do we owe the ancestors? What do we owe all the children unborn? How much of the restitution package is going to be put in trust to Africans who have not even been born yet? I hear very little conversation about that. I really don't like the way the reparations narrative is being carried out. I think it does favor the government. I think it does favor the government. I think it really, really does. And we're playing right into their hands by constantly pushing money above systemic change, systemic control, systemic ownership, you know, and we need to have a long, hard thought about that. And the last thing I'll say is, if it were up to me, I vote that the African community right now, the current generation, this first fifth of the 21st century, we have no just right to be arguing for the dissemination of reparations into our hands. We have done nothing these first 22 years of the 21st century to show that we have a right to touch reparations for our people. What have we changed? What have we fought? What have we built? What have we created? We have done nothing as a race since Dr. King's murder, and yet we're the ones who feel like we should get reparations. The least organized, the most self-hating, okay, the most Negro-peonized group of Black people to ever walk this country, and we're the ones who should get reparations. I disagree with that.
People say they were born that way. They said that, you know, you're saying
a lot of murderers say they were born murderers. A lot of pedophiles say they were born pedophiles. So if we're going to say there's a gay gene, we're going to have to open up the conversation and say that there's a pedophile gene, which means if I molest children, I shouldn't go to jail because after all, it was in my DNA. Be careful about opening up one door. You got to open up all them doors.